Vistage because my group leader, Derek, convinced me to. I didn't know anything about it. But it sounded like, the description sounded like something that I needed in my life, both personally and professionally.
Do you have one really memorable moment in your Vistage experience that you'd like to share? Something that was significant, something you either saw in somebody else or yourself, but just something significant moment.
I think for a significant moment, well, our retreat to Costa Rica was pretty significant. But in a meeting, I think watching one of our members talk about a program that he wanted to implement, and then over the next 6 or 8 months, every time we met, we got updates, and it came to fruition from that first meeting. And all the things we discussed in that meeting, everything came to fruition after that. So it was neat to watch the development of that.
Did the group guide him on a lot of the decision-making process?
The group did guide him on a number of items, yes. Yeah.
What are the top 2 or 3 results that meant the most to you, for you, during your membership? What results did you?
The results that I got were more of a self examination by going to the group and talking to the group about topics that I didn't really have anybody else to talk to. It made me look inward at myself for both professional and personal issues.
Okay. What hesitancy did you originally have when contemplating membership? What kind of concerns did you have that maybe this wasn't the right thing? Because Vistage is not for everybody.
The first thing that I was concerned about was the confidentiality. It was a big item for me, not just in my industry, but also in the community. Second was the cost, I guess. But the biggest thing that made me pause was the confidentiality. And I saw pretty quickly, though, that my fears were allayed, and the group was stand up, and to this day, even with people coming and going, I don't know of any times that was violated.
What is the best story that illustrates the incremental money you either made or saved during your membership?
I think the most easily quantified decision would be personnel related. 2 different situations. One was looking at hiring a certain person and not doing it based on input I got. And second was letting go more than one person that needed to go, that I was having a hard time letting go. And so you look at the cost of those not making those decisions, and it doesn't take very long for the cost of not pulling the trigger on something to eat up what you're spending on your Vistage membership.
Did you find it useful to work with professionals from different industries, knowing different sides of business for your own personal business? Having different perspectives?
Yeah, I think the biggest key to that was the fact that no matter what the industry, there's so many things that we have in common. A lot of common threads no matter what the industry. I found it interesting, other businesses interesting. But I think the biggest thing out of that was the fact that most issues cross industries.
In regards to your experience, how are you different today than you were when you first started out?
I think I have more confidence, and I think there's value to being more inwardly critical of myself. That's probably the biggest thing.
Okay. What does lonely at the top mean to you?
Lonely at the top means that as a CEO, you are making decisions, and you have a lot of issues that go across your desk or through your mind, and weigh on you that you really don't have an outlet for in your organization to share and bounce those items off of. And you may, on certain things you do, you have a good team, you can, but when it comes down to the makeup of that team or an individual on that team, it's maybe not appropriate or comfortable to do it. So you're making a lot of decisions. You can rely on the team, but it really comes down to you.
Okay. What does working on your business versus working in your business mean to you?
Well, that's an important lesson from, I think another important lesson from the Vistage membership is that you spend so much time working in your business that you lose track of working on it, and which means you step away out of the day-to-day grind, and Vistage really kind of forces that, forces you to step away and look at it from a distance.
Under time management, in what areas in your life have you been able to spend more time where you decided to spend that time as opposed to gobbled up in your jobs? Where have you been more selective with your time, and how has Vistage helped you with that?
I've been more selective in personal relationships with my son and my wife, and also more selfish with taking time for myself, personal development.
So Vistage isn't just business?
No, it's a whole package.
How's your decision making? How has it improved from the experience of issue processing and the Vistage experience?
I think the Vistage experience and the issue processing, after you do it enough, anytime you have a decision, you kind of run through maybe a process of running it past your Vistage team, even if you're not going to do that, but you go through a process of how am I going to present this? And so I think it offers a tool that carries on after the Vistage membership.
If you were to, last question, if someone were to walk up to you and say, so Andy, I've been approached by Vistage, should I join it? What would you tell them, and what advice would you have for them?
My advice would be, yes, you should join. And really, one of the most important things is to do your best to jump in with both feet and not pick and choose and not do it. Either do it all the way or not do it at all. Trying to make every meeting, every event is important, just to get into the routine. And it's important to the rest of your team, the rest of your group, that you're there. That's one thing I found in our group. We had a couple of members that really didn't show up a lot, and there was some resentment, and they turned out to be not great members because they weren't there to share it with the rest of the team. So I would say do it, but only do it if you're going to do it only.
Okay, good.